Hello, my fellow knights and warriors. This is third part of my playthrough of Assaulting the Breach, a scenario from the Siege game of the Cry Havoc family, and we are in the turn 8. So let's carry on with attackers. They have only one crossbowman left, and he's firing at Jasper. And it's 3 crossbow, no cover, he is dead. So yes, crossbow is really deadly weapon when it's used against unprotected enemy. Next, movement phase. So he climbs up the ladder and he moves on the hex with a ladder. And Garrett has his way down below blocked by Cliff, so he needs to drive him away. Sorry, my mistake. Cliff has open way. It's Garrett who tries to block the way and topple down the ladder. And now he's surrounded by both Cliff and Godric. Alright, that's correct. Now first, what he can do. I think 1, 2, 3. A good thing is that in the siege there are no rules for paying for movement adjacent to the enemy. Later it was changed and you had to spend 2 movement points or make an infiltration check when you are moving on the hexes adjacent to the enemy, but here you don't have to worry about it. Oh, I think I forgot to wake him up in the previous turn. So now Sergeant Poof moves onto the bridge. Sir Clarence moves 1 level above. Sergeant Lelwyn will remain here because his goal is to size the bridge. And now Willem, he moves 1 on the level. He was here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 6, 7, and he cannot move any further. Okay. So that's all here. There. Now Sean. Sean can still move. He has 6 movement points. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how he moves. And this concludes the movement phase. We are moving into the combat phase. Okay. Cliff and Godric are attacking Garrett. They have 16 versus 5, 3 to 1, and 4 to 1 because of attack from of 2 versus 1, and 3 to 1 because Godric being on the ladder. So it's 3 to 1 and 4. 3 to 1 and 4. This is C. Defender retreats 1 hex and he cannot retreat, so he is wounded. Now Sergeant Lelwyn and Furs are attacking Sir Lacy. They have 22 versus 12, so it's 1 to 1, and 2 to 1 for 2 versus 1, and 3 to 1 versus enemy in the unfavorable position. So it's 3 to 1 and 5. This is C. Defender retreats, and Sir Lacy cannot retreat, so he is wounded. Sergeant Puff and Sir Wulfric are attacking Brandon. They have 12 versus 7, 1 to 1. They are all in the same unfavorable terrain, and there are 2 versus 1, so it's 2 to 1, and 7, 2 to 1, nothing. So this concludes attacker's actions, and now we are moving to defender. Aylwin, let me see if he can fire at anyone. Yeah, he can fire at Cliff. No, no, sorry. This tower is blocking his line of sight to Cliff. He cannot fire at Edric. So he hasn't any line of sight. While Middlin, he has a line of sight to Sir Wulfric, so he fires at Sir Wulfric. 3. Sir Wulfric is wounded, so he is dead. Seven arrows left. And now defenders are moving. Well, I will try to do something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And my archer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now that's all for the defenders movement, and now defenders missile attacks. So Mifflin fires at Sir Fitzwarren and kills him. Aylwin, let me see if he can fire at Cliff now. Yes, he can, because Harry is down below, so he can fire at Cliff. And 6, this is a longbow. This is A, so defender retreats 2 hexes, and Cliff cannot retreat, so he is wounded. 1 missile down. Close combat. I wonder if I have any good positions to make a close combat. Yeah. Moderate attacks Edric. This is 7 to 2, so it's 3 to 1. And 10. I believe this is no effect. Yes, no effect. And now Sir Lacy and Sergeant Morgan are attacking force. They have 12 versus 7. 1 to 1. 2 to 1. Oh no, sorry, Matthew is going to join them. So they have 6, 12, and 19. So it's 2 to 1. 2 to 1, 3 to 1 because of multiple attacks, and 2 to 1 because he's in the unfavorable terrain. So it's 2 to 1 and 4. This is B. Attackers have to retreat 1 hex. Ooh. And Sir Lacy cannot. Let me check if I was right. 2 to 1 and 4. B. Attacker, yes. And Sir Lacy cannot retreat, so he's wounded. And he was already wounded, so he dies. So the leader of the defenders is dead. Oof, no good. And now Garrett and Harry are attacking Cliff. They have 4 versus 3, 1 to 1, 2 to 1 because of the multiple attackers, and -1 because Harry is on the stairs. So it's 1 to 1 and 4. This is A. 1 attacker is wounded. So let it be Harry. So he dies. And there are 3 dead bodies on these stairs. So now entry cost of these stairs is doubled. So that's all for the defenders. Yes, that's all for the defenders, and there are no other attacks. So this concludes turn 8. Turn 9. we are reaching close the end of the battle, and bridge is still contested. So I wonder if it's going to change. Now, missile combat of the attackers. Edric cannot attack because he was attacked by Moderate in the previous turn, so he cannot he cannot load his crossbow. And now movement. So, Sergeant Lowlin walks down the stairs. Sir Clarence moves up the siege engine. One of his pals moves 1, 2, 3, 4, and the other peasant is climbing up the siege engine. William, he cannot do much here all alone, so he's going to leave to stay here. Let me no, well, that's a dead body. Let him stay. Now, first, what can first do? I think he goes here. And I will move my crossbowman here. And my peasant there. So, that's all for the movement. Godric cannot climb up the ladder because climb up on the battlement because Garrett is still there. And now Sean. Sean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how he moves. So that's the end. And now combat. And now David, Sergeant Puff, and Sergeant Lowlin are attacking Brendan. They have 3, 9, and 20. Versus 7, it's 2 to 1, 3 to 1 because of numerical advantage. They are both in favorable, a long word, terrain. So this is 3 to 1 and 7. Attacker wounded. Oh my. Let it be David. Cliff and Godric are attacking Garrett. They have 11 versus 3, so it's 3 to 1 and 4 to 1 because of the number, 3 to 1 because of the ladder. Again, come on! So Godric dies. And he falls down the ladder. So now Ivor will be able to climb up the ladder. And now first attacks Sergeant Morgan. He has 2 to 1 and 9, no effect. Not a very lucky turn for the attackers. Now defenders. Metlin fires at first. 2. First is dead. One arrow down. Aylwin fires at Cliff. Cliff has to retreat and he cannot, so he dies. Movement phase of the defenders. Brendan remains here, he's still holding the breach. And now Matthew walks there. Sergeant Morgan moves here. And Garrett is going to remain here. So that's all for the defenders, and now their second missile phase. Metlin fires at David. 3. David dies. One more missile down. Oh, only 4 arrows left. Aylwin cannot see anyone, so no missile opportunity for him. And now Hayden tries to topple down the ladder. He made it. Oh no, sorry, this ladder is already toppled. My mistake. It was Garrett who wants to topple down the ladder. 3, he made it. So let's remove this ladder and replace it with this ladder. So Ivor is above. He's all alone, so he won't be able to bring this ladder back against the wall. That's bad for him. And here. Now Matthew and Brendan are attacking. Do they want to attack Sergeant Lowlin? I'm not sure. No, they don't want to. They are too weak to suffer him significant damage. Instead, I am attacking Sergeant Poof with Brendan. This is 8 versus 4, so it's 2 to 1. They are both on the same kind of terrain. And 9, no effect. Moderate attacks William. 7 versus 2 is 3 to 1. And 2 in the 3 to 1 D. So he is stunned. And this concludes all the actions of the defenders. I believe yes. I haven't anyone stunned to wake up. No. So that's all for the defenders, and this concludes turn 9. Turn 10 ahead. Let's go and let's see what's going on. Oh, I think no, it's right. He's stunned. Okay, so I have only this crossbowman who can fire, and he can actually fire at Mordred because he's lying on the ground senseless, so he's not blocking my line of sight to Mordred. So I'm firing here, and no effect. 1 bolt down. Now, movement phase. As for attackers, oh, here I have no men. No men around here, only shown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can help placing this ladder later. And now there. I think the attackers are going to lose. They get pretty deep, but they cannot handle the entire breach, I think. So Sir Clarence cannot move on this hex because it's already occupied by Edric. So Joffrey moves 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's all. And now Sergeant Poof and Sergeant Lewin are fighting with Brendan. 17 versus 7, 2 to 1, 3 to 1 because of the number, and 4 in the 3 to 1 it is C. Defender retreats 1 hex. Okay, that's good. So Sergeant Poof goes here. Finally some progress. And yes, that's all. I haven't any more attacks to resolve. Now, defenders. Now, he cannot, I believe he can fire at Sergeant Poof because Sergeant Poof is on the rubble. he's not on the battlement, so I can still fire at him. That at last I believe so. So let's go, and I missed. Aylwin cannot see anyone, so he cannot fire. Now movement phase. Aylwin moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hayden remains here to protect this breach. Garrett remains here to protect this area, because there are still two enemies, so they can still place the ladder against the wall. And now here my defenders are going to attack, and oh, I forgot to bring him down to his senses again. And Moderate is going to attack here. So second missile combat phase. Malin fires at Edric. They are all above these rubble hexes, because they are both on the battlements. So he fires at Edric, and he kills him. He has only 2 arrows left, but well, most of his arrows were deadly. And now Matthew and Brendan are attacking Sergeant Poof. They have 15 versus 4, so it's 3 to 1, and 4 to 1 because of numerical advantage, 5 to 1 because he's on the unfavorable terrain. So 5 to 1 and 1. This is F. He's killed. And Brendan takes the ground. Now Moderate attacks Willem, 7 to 1. And 10. No, it's B. Attacker retreats 1 hex. At last he can retreat. So that's all for the defenders. Yes, that's all for the defenders, and this concludes turn 10. So we have only 2 turns left, and I think that the defenders are finally getting somewhere, because attackers have their options very, very limited. And they have no missile warriors, so they can only make a move. And most of the warriors are already wounded. I think that Sergeant Llewellyn is one of the few who remains untouched so far. So now Geoffrey moves 1, 2, Sir Clarence moves here, and Willem remains there. They are placing it against the wall, and now Sean is trying to climb above the ladder. Let's see if he can. So that's all for the attackers, and now Sergeant Llewellyn and Geoffrey are attacking Brendan. They have 13 versus 7, 1 to 1, and 2 to 1 because of the advantage, and unfavorable terrain works for both. So it is still 2 to 1, and 3 in the 2 to 1. This is C. Defender retreats 1 hex. So Brendan has to leave the breach, and Geoffrey walks there. And now Sean attacks Garrett. 9 versus 3, so it's 3 to 1, and 2 to 1 because of the unfavorable terrain. It's 10. No effect. That's all for the attackers. Defenders. Now, defenders are firing. Mitlin fires at Geoffrey. 3, and wounds him. He has only 1 arrow left now. And Aylwin, I wonder if Aylwin can fire at Willem. Let me check the line of sight between them. No, it crosses the tower, so no, we cannot. So movement phase of the defenders. They will stay here, and Moderate walks there. Aelwyn walks there, or maybe even here. Okay, this is going to give me clear shot. And now their attacks. Garrett tries to topple down this ladder, and he does. So Sean falls down. This ladder is replaced, and Sean is wounded because he fell down from the ladder. Okay, and here Aelwyn fires at Willem. He's dead. Missile down. Mitlin fires at Joffrey. He is dead. And he has no missiles left. No missiles, okay, but he did a splendid job. And now combat. I don't think that the defenders are going to attack anywhere. They are fine where they are. So that's all for them. And this concludes turn 11. We are moving into turn 12. So, attackers. Sergeant Llewellyn moves here. Sir Clarence goes there. And that's all. I have all, they are all I have. So, not much. And they are attacking Matthew. They have 17 versus 4, so it's 4 to 1. 5 to 1 because of the number, and 4 to 1 because of the numerical advantage. So it's 4 to 1. Sorry, 5 to 1 and 1. He is 5 to 1 and 1. He is dead. And Sir Clarence takes the hex. So it is progress that I wanted since the beginning of the siege, because finally my men are captured the couple of the breach hexes. All of them are under their control, but they don't control the hexes adjacent to the breach, and nor they control the breach here. So they are going to lose this battle. And now defenders. Mitlin cannot fire at anyone. Aelwyn hasn't anyone in his line of sight, so no missile combat. Garrett remains here to protect this part of the wall, and they remain here. He remains here, and my archer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, while Moderate moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, Brendan and Sergeant Morgan are attacking Sir Clarence. They have 14 versus 4, 3 to 1, and 4 to 1 because of numerical advantage. 1. In the 4 to 1, E. He is wounded, he was already wounded, so he dies. And well, I think this this concludes the battle, because only a few of the attackers remains. Actually, we have no one here. So there is Sergeant Llewellyn there, and Ivor and shown both wounded there. So, despite the heavy losses of the defenders, they won. I think it was mostly due to their very effective longbowmen. These three longbowmen really did a splendid job killing most of the attackers. Let's make it clear, without them, this attack would be definitely a successful one. Even crossbowmen who fired not bad, I have to say. They weren't able to take care of them because of the wall that gave them very good protection. So that's all for the battle. It was very dramatic until the end, but I think since the half of the battle it was quite easy to predict that defenders are going to win. This breach here on the south was well out of their range. They couldn't capture it, and it was one of the reasons they are going to win. And here they started to gain some make some progress right in the last turns. It was too late to capture both rebel hexes and the hexes around. So that's the end of the scenario and the end of the battle. Thank you and bye.